happy Monday and welcome to today's live. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny and manifesting the life you desire. I hope you're all doing okay after your weekend, if you got to rest or if you were busy. And let's use today to start the week by checking in with Spirit. Please center yourself and be open to the guidance that Spirit has for us today. If you would like to be considered for a reading, just check the link in the pinned comment, which will take you to a form and ask you for your username, like number and your question. As always, please provide as much context, detail, background, as much as you can share. It allows me as an energy reader to connect to you, to connect to your situation and provide you a meaningful reading. But let's get into it. For those interested, I'm using the Magical Nordic Tarot deck today, which is a nice wintry themed deck as we're still in January. I felt drawn to that today. But let's get into it. Just going to go over and grab the questions. Just because of the text, the character limitations in the chat, I might not post all of your reading, but I will obviously read the question in full. So Sruthi, my love, I'm glad you like this deck. Sruthi, and you are first on the list as well, Sruthi. Just getting up your question here. January is almost over. Crazy. So we get into 2016, 2026. So Sruthi asks, I'll read Sruthi's question in full. Yeah, long is good. Like I say, ask for details, so I appreciate you taking the time. Sruthi asks, hi Seer, can you check into my grandpa and see if he has a negative effect on me? We love each other very much. I know that you are close, Sruthi, but he sort of has a male ego and often makes me feel like I can't achieve much because I'm a woman. Tricky. If so, how can I protect myself? Great question. I tend to internalize his words. Yeah, very hard if you are close, if you love someone, and yet they have these beliefs, about women. Let's have a look. So the first half of the question, is my grandpa affecting me negatively? And then the second half of the question, I'll pull a card. How can you protect yourself? Is he affecting you negatively? First half of the question. 10 of Cups, joyfulness. Interesting. The card of emotional fulfillment, contentment. What I feel is that even though he has these beliefs and the difficulties that come with that, what first came through was I felt like he can't stop you from achieving emotional fulfillment. Look how everything suddenly started to glow here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but there's suddenly this warm, beautiful light that's just come. And I think as well that his intentions, there is no ill will here. He wants you to be happy. You know, the 10 of Cups is the card of happiness, card of joyfulness, emotional fulfillment. I believe that he wants this for you. and he may not know how to go about it the right way, and it may come from a place of fear as well, that like he thinks, bear with me one moment, just to... Cats coming and going for anyone new here. If I occasionally have to open and close the door, cats coming and going. So he still wants you to be happy and wants the best for this. So yes, it's not pleasant, but there's not malice here, and also that I feel like that he can't stop you from reaching this 10 of Cups. But let's see, how can you protect yourself? Because you know he's still hurting you. He's still you are still internalizing these words and limitations that he's putting on you. Ooh, Four of Swords. How can you protect yourself? Recuperation. So taking time out, taking time away. Four of Swords is about rest and recuperation. How much time do you have to spend with him? How much time do you spend with him? I don't know if it's literally about putting some kind of limitation on, you know, if we spend too much time with someone, then we can really energetically sort of absorb more. What it's harder and harder basically to protect yourself. My feelings are around this, the longer that you are around someone. So limiting the time that you spend with him in order to stay, so you can stay protected, so you can stay strong and grounded in your reality, Shruti, without the limitations, without the negative beliefs that your grandpa has around women and the male ego and these kind of outdated, kind of old-fashioned beliefs, which are still very present today though, nonetheless. Oh, the entire day I'm with him, work from home. Let's ask one more, because that's like... if we can't physically distance, then we're going to have to emotionally distance ourselves, Shruti, I think is the answer to that. If, you know, there's obviously opportunities if you have them to, I don't know if this is possible for you, to pursue things outside of the house in your free time, so that you're mixing with different people with different viewpoints, hobbies, social, whatever you can do to also have activities out of the house, but also for the time that you are physically with him and can't get away from him because of, say, work. We need to look at emotionally distancing ourselves so we can recuperate. And that takes practice. That takes time to maybe not buy into or believe everything that they are saying to you. Take it with a pinch of salt. Don't take it so seriously. Kind of say, yeah, okay, grandpa, and then, you know, go off and know your beliefs and your thoughts. Yeah, difficult. Anything else? Let's have a look. Oh wow, Six of Cups. So it's about balance. So balance is possible. I feel this is hopeful. This is about not giving too much of yourself, Shruti. Maybe you're giving, and maybe the time has come where it's time to create, whatever way that you can, create some more time for yourself and a different life, and withdraw your energy. And yeah, it won't be easy, but I feel like the universe is saying, let's create some balance, and that maybe you are giving too much to your grandpa, and there is a kind of sacrificial element here, Shruti, that you don't have to sacrifice yourself for him. Doesn't mean we have to cut them off or withdraw completely, but we can create more balance. I know there was a lot of readings for you, Shruti, about needing to put yourself first when you can. I hope that resonated, Shruti. Hey everyone in the chat. Hey Namira. Hey Geeta. Thank you for moderating. Hey Jazz. Temperance. Okay, I'll move on to Danny. Are you here, my dear? I haven't seen Danny yet, but sometimes... Hey Harry, hey Alvin. Glad you can make it, guys. Danny, last call out. Samreen. Shruti says, I actually felt that I sacrificed almost everything for him. Wow. Thank you, Seer. That resonated. I will focus on myself. Love and light to you, Seer. So that's a really heavy feeling, Shruti. That is... just to recap, you know, we can't take away your joy. Ultimately, can't stop you from getting what you want and deserve. We do need to separate ourselves emotionally, physically where we can. We do need to create more balance. Just like Geeta says, yeah, not to sacrifice too much. It's easier said than done sometimes. Tia Bia, are you here, my love? Don't think she is. Harry, let's read for you. Harry. I've seen Harry, so just confirm that you're here. Thanks, Geeta, for doing a shout out for Tia. I haven't seen her yet. Thanks, Geeta. Thanks, Anne, for letting me know that you're here. If you are here, let me know. Temperance, I know you're here. Jazz, I know you're here. Geeta is here. Okay, let's get into it for Harry. So Harry asks, what's coming next with Blue and I? We broke up on Friday. I still have to see her every day. That's tough, Harry. Hoping we just walk past each other like nothing happened. Okay, so Harry, just tell me a bit more about Blue. How long were you together? Are you happy with this ending? You say you're hoping that you can just walk past each other like nothing happened. So that suggests to me you don't want reconciliation. Let's see what the cards say. What's coming next for you? Tell me what you want though as well. What do you hope for when you say that? You hope you walk past each other. Knight of Pentacles. Patience. But there is some kind of offering here with this Knight of Pentacles. This Knight of Pentacles is very, well, as all Knight of Pentacles really, are very self-contained. If we can see how withdrawn this kind of person is, but not in a negative way, in a kind of peaceful way, that they are centering themselves, they are being grounded, they are remaining patient. You say, you don't want reconciliation, I want to see change, but she is stuck in her ways. So if that change that you were wanting to see, this situation, the best way to handle it and what you're going to have to do, you are going to have to be patient and you are going to have to wait this out. You're going to have to let the story unfold and wait to see that change, wait to see that next move from her. So this is your energy, Harry, okay? And this is your guidance, to embody this Knight of Pentacles energy that is centered, and also I would say to energetically, because even if you're not talking, there is an energetic conversation still going on that you can pull back. You probably already have, but consistently do that, okay? Like withdraw your energy, contain it. So I hope that resonates. If you can imagine that feeling, stay very centered, hold on to your personal power, hold on to your energy, sort of spiritually and energetically close your eyes to this, yeah? Occupy yourself, busy yourself with other things. When you find yourself thinking of her, distract yourself, yeah, because you've got a precious gift here, something important, this pentacle, yeah, and you need to value it. It's gold, it's beautiful, it is of great value, it's precious. So we're only going to give it to someone who appreciates it and who understands it and who is open to it. I'm going to do pull one more card on where they're at. So this is you. Let's see how they are thinking, feeling, about this situation. Yeah, planned on not giving her any attention. That sounds good. But also energetically work on that. So a comment on blue, because I'm nosy. I like to take a look at the full picture. So you're still on their mind, Two of Wands, because there is, whenever we see a 2, there is, this connection is kind of still, just like I kind of felt before and spoke of, is still energetically alive and aligned. Now, interestingly, because she's an Aries and this is very fiery, okay, that she's still in that maybe more heightened emotional place. Fire energy can be very impulsive. It's passion driven, but it's not grounded, it's flighty, it's unreliable, it's can be anger, frustration, a lot of emotion, yeah. And it's almost like, can you see how these 2 Wands, they're just hanging in the balance? That's what it says to me. And the 2 of Wands is about the future, but the future feels very unknown. And I feel like that blue feels quite lost, doesn't know what the next step is to make, and isn't able to, at the minute, kind of get on top of their emotions and their feelings. They are kind of just floating in the abyss. They kind of want to connect with you. They want to be close to you. They don't know how to go about it. They don't know how to move forward. So it's just, they've just have a lot of feelings which they don't know how to deal with. So they're going to have to sort that out, You be strong and stay in this energy. And this is their responsibility. This is their side of the street to keep clean, to work it out. You can't do it for them, and they have to figure out what they want. But interesting, we do have the word unity. So that would suggest what they want is unity, but it goes beyond that, yeah? They have to work out how to bring these two wands together and move it forward. Okay, I'll leave it there. Hey Samri, no, just hang around, I'll read for you still. Next we'll have Anne, my love. So Anne, and then I'll read for Jazz. Like I say, I've got everyone's full questions, but I'm just having to, because of the character limitations, I'm having to cut them off, okay? So Anne, just give me a shout out that you're here. I know you are here somewhere, but just that you're ready for your reading. So Anne asks, I've been feeling stuck and emotionally paused in my love life, and I deeply desire to be loved and to share a meaningful connection. What does the tarot reveal about how my love life may move forward this year? And what guidance can help me align with meeting my future partner when the time is right? I've seen Anne. I hope maybe she gone. Anne. Are you here? Okay, so whilst we're waiting for Anne, Jazz, are you here? And I'll just scroll back to Anne's question if Anne reappears. Jazz, give me a shout out who's still here. I know there's a bit of a delay in the chat for me. Hi Tia. Samreen. Hey Tia, I'll read for you soon. Samreen, give me a shout. Hey Temperance, thanks for letting me know. Okay, Temperance. Let's read for Temperance. And then Tia, I'll read for you. Again, I'm just Temperance, this is for you, my love. I've got your full question, so we'll go from there. Everyone's disappeared. So Temperance asks, can you read my situation when my current partner, we are now long distance and a lot he was hiding is coming out. I'll post the second half. Thanks, Temperance. Can you read my situation with my current partner? We are now long distance and a lot he was hiding was coming out. His name is Gideon and I'm Lala. I want to know if this is if this connection Spirit is advising me to repair after betrayal. Oh, Temperance, I'm sorry that you're experiencing that betrayal. Let's have a look, yeah. Two of Pentacles. So we do have a 2, which, like I've mentioned before, reads to me that we are energetically still entwined, still together. There isn't a separation, hasn't occurred yet, even though this betrayal has, wounded this connection. Two of Pentacles, it's like busyness, but it can also, to me, like the word chaos comes to mind. When something kind of spins out of control. And interestingly, we've got the word ambition. I'm going to pull some more cards just to see where this takes us, okay? Because I feel like I need more information from Spirit. But Two of Pentacles, first and foremost advice is about getting centered and about getting grounded, because you are maybe, Temperance, in, I imagine, emotional tailspin at the moment, a whirlpool of emotions and feelings and confusion. And it can spin out of control. Yeah? Let's keep going. We met April 2023. He left June 24 with promises to return, and things have been stale. Well, that is a long time, Temperance. That's all I would say to... that's a long time to wait for someone, to hold on to someone. So that's a question, do we really want to keep trying with this? Free will, no judgment here at all, but that's a long time for you to be waiting for more. Yeah. Okay, so he still considers us to be together, which is why things were so shocking. Yeah, he was juggling a lot, which is very much this card, juggling, busy, never prioritizing me. I used to be in this Two of Pentacles, but not anymore. Okay, so you're not in the chaos then. Maybe it's just them that are in the chaos, Temperance, and you are caught up though, nonetheless, in their chaos, Temperance. Tell me more, Spirit, about this connection. Advice for Temperance. Oh, look at this beautiful card. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. And it seems like a weirdly different kind of image as well that stands out to the deck. I'm just letting this image, so this is traditionally, well, this says charity here, and we've got generosity. And I feel like that, this in a way, to me today, this kind of image here, don't know what you see, it would be interesting to see what you see, but it just looks like a mess to me. Just looks kind of like a mess. And I feel like that you are the one who is offering generosity and charity to them. And they've kind of got you embroiled in their chaos and their mess, so to speak. There is almost here as well, it could look like someone with a mask on, that there's a lot hidden, just like you're experiencing. There is so much hidden that you didn't know is true. So I think we really have to ask ourselves, what are we holding on to at this point? And I think as well that they'll probably never let go of you. Okay, they'll maybe never officially make that break with you and speak those words or stop communicating, that would have, maybe that's what's difficult, is that they won't let go of you. They won't commit, but they also won't release you, which is possibly one of the most unfair and kind of ultimately cruel things to do to someone, is to feed them what we call, it's like breadcrumbing, isn't it? That's what the terminology is, that you breadcrumb someone, so you give them enough to hang in, but never enough to feel satisfied. Over-giving, exactly. Your generous heart, your generous spirit, which is nothing bad, okay? There is nothing bad. That's not something that's bad in you, but it is our responsibility as a generous, loving, giving person to be mindful about who we are giving to. So you started to detach September 2025. Okay. So maybe it's now time to fully cut them off, Temperance, because you have to think that if you want a real connection, then we have to hold space for that real connection that we're hoping for and that we truly desire, and trust really enough as well that this connection is not all that's, it's kind of like a lack mindset to hold on to something that is not fulfilling. But if we think, maybe if you ask yourself, maybe that's what you think is all only available to you. I don't know if you've got other people in your energy field with love connections, but I would start exploring this, pursuing other connections. Doesn't even mean that you have to cut this person off, but pursue other options. The Hermit, wisdom. Before we do that, maybe some time for some introspection. The Hermit is about taking some time out, meditating, getting really serious and clear about what we want, and having some time alone. So maybe don't continue communication with them for a while, even if it's something that you go back to. I feel like we need a break and we need to check in with ourselves and reflect and ask ourselves what we're doing here. And is it a waste of energy on this person? Okay, I'll leave it there. Yes, women always giving. It's pretty common, isn't it, Gita? Temperance says, spot on. I didn't recognise it at first, but I see clearly now. Yeah, that's why I need advice on what's next, because I learned my lesson. Yeah, it's a painful lesson. So regroup, recalibrate, get into your Hermit energy, Temperance, okay? Have some time alone, fill your cup, center yourself, nurture yourself. Retract your energy from them before we make any decisions. Do a reset and then take it from there. But I do feel like that this person is never going to release you, and you're going to have to release them if that's what you decide to do. Okay, I'll move on now. Gita, let's read for you, my love. Thank you for moderating. Eco7, if you're here, I'll read for you after Gita. Temperance says, I will definitely continue to be in hermit mode. Yeah, I went no contact and he broke it 45 days. I'm not investing anymore. If he comes back, great. If not, I'll be healed and ready for the new. Okay. So Gita asks, a person on my mind, current feelings, the person on my mind, so current feelings and emotions towards me. I asked his mobile number, but he didn't give it to me. I want something stable, commitment from him. So this is a new person, Gita, is that right? No, Tia, you didn't miss your go. I'll read for you today. Just, there's no list as such, so it's just when I call your name. Person on your mind. Oh my goodness, just had this. Maybe worth you going back to watch that reading as well, Gita. Two of Pentacles. Ambition. There is a 2 here. So again, this feels like there is a connection here. So if you're feeling that connection, it feels mirrored. Pentacles can be slow moving, so that's something to remember. If you are frustrated, Gita, then it can be that this is slow moving energy, and we kind of have to keep our cool and be patient, because Two of Pentacles is when, like, they could be busy with work, busy with life, and that's why this connection maybe isn't moving forward as yet in the way that you want it to. Or like I said previously, the Two of Pentacles advice is always to stay centered, stay grounded, don't lose your head. Oh, it's Prem. It is Prem, okay. Knight of Swords, so they have something to say. So communication will come through, Gita. Okay, Knight of Swords, this is their energy. Spontaneity. So they may surprise you after this kind of more slow moving, where we have to not freak out, essentially, okay? Be patient and wait this out. Knight Swords is all about communication, speaking out, speaking our truth. And when they have a moment of spontaneity, of inspiration to reach out and communicate, then I see this happening further down the line. So hang on for that, okay? Stay in this energy and manifest and tune in to this Knight of Swords, which is communication, positive communication, coming through, and information as well. Okay, I hope that resonated. Okay. Eco 7, are you here? If Eco 7 is, I read for Eco 7, then I read for Tia, just so we know where we're at. And then Alvin, I see you're still there. Like, if you're still here, sorry, Alvin, I see that you're still on the list. So we've got Alvin, and then we've got Young Buddha, and then we've got Jocelyn. Just also, Jocelyn, actually, just to let you know, I don't read yes/no questions. So if you just want to go back to the form, and you can resubmit a question. So just with regards to your daughter, okay. Also with Young Buddha, if you were here, tell me more about you and this connection, who you're asking about. Again, just please, for anyone new here, just getting used to how I read, which I understand, but if you just go to the form, all the information is there. Right, there seems to be, there's just a bit of a delay. I think people are going in and out of watching and missing the name. Samreen, this is for you. So Samreen asks, what messages does my higher self want to tell me regarding finances and love? You're welcome, Gita. Higher self messages for your finances. Higher self messages regarding love. Ooh, justice. That's nice. So fair outcomes if you're waiting on money or expecting you know, hoping for an increase in pay, maybe something like that. Justice is about things going in your favor and there being a fair outcome. This card, though, in particular also has balance. So balancing the scales, about this can be literal when it comes to money, say about that we're not overspending, or, you know, the incomings and outcomings, that we are doing our part and balancing our scales. But if you are hoping for more money to come through and you have a particular place in mind, even where you feel like it can come from, like I say, from work, or like I say, there's something with it being justice. There is maybe even like money owed. This can come down further down the line if it's can be future energies, but it's positive, okay? It's money coming in. It's there being fair outcomes in finances. You just need to do your part, which is about kind of moderate and manage, balance the scales. Yeah, like literally, like I'm sort of getting an image of in an old-fashioned bank, is it, where they would even kind of, you know, if you had some gold and you would like get the weight of it, feels like that. So stay within your means, and also any issues surrounding money, the money will come in. Higher self for love. Another major arcana. Look at this summary. 2 major arcanas. The Fool is about taking a risk. It says here, new beginnings, going on an adventure, which is interesting. The Fool just goes for it, yeah. This can be, I don't know if it's connected maybe to you moving. It can be, because it's literally about going on an adventure. Or it can be on an emotional level, about taking a risk. This person, you know, this Fool here is stepping off the edge of a cliff and is going to think about it later, is going to worry about it later. So maybe that could be about taking emotional risks and being vulnerable, about sharing your feelings on a deeper level. Your brother is funding me. This totally resonates. Glad, Samreen. So tell you what resonates as well with this love thing, if it, because I know you're in a connection, yeah, if you feel like there's maybe that more risk that needs to be taken there, or is it a risk maybe about, I know that you have this possible move upcoming and that there's a connection kind of out there in the big wide world for you, Samreen, and by taking this risk and going on this adventure, this will lead you to your person. Okay, I'll leave it there. Nice card, Samreen. Hope they both resonated. Okay, Eco. Oh no, sorry, Tia first. Tia, because I've been promising Tia for a while. Okay, so Tia, I've read your question in full, but I'm just going to post This is Tia, who asks, what are the Pisces' next actions towards me? Like I say, I've read your question in full, so I know the situation. Thank you for sharing that with me, for trusting me. Let's get into it. So what's going on with all those things that you mentioned? What does Spirit have to say? Is this a test? Is this genuine? Or is this that old push and pull that we see from this Pisces? Oh, we have justice, fair outcome for you. So this feels positive. Balance. This is their energy. I feel like they're this bear, and this is you, Tia. It can be somewhat of a test. I feel like with this major arcana coming through, justice being about outcomes and integrity and fair outcomes, I feel like, yes, it is somewhat of a test about this connection. But also, you know, we don't want to sacrifice too much of ourselves by allowing someone to kind of giving them rope or wiggle room to figure out their issues. Yeah, like if someone's having a difficult time and is emotionally going through it, we can give them grace, okay, but up to a point. And I think this is what these scales are about, Tia, okay? And it's okay for you. You can see this as a test, and I would say that's probably a good way to see it. I feel like Spirit is affirming that. But it's also saying, watch these scales, and make sure that they don't go too out of whack. And if it feels wrong, if it feels like, you know, we are giving too much, we are losing ourselves as well, you know, losing a sense of self, giving people too much grace, too much rope, you know, like they still have to value who we are, whatever they're going through in a way. So and that's sometimes a hard walk to line, a hard line to walk. A hard walk to line. One more, please, Spirit. Oh, his ears must have been burning. Typical Pisces there. Tuning in. How funny. One more. Oh, look, and there we go. So we have a look at your connection. This is a soulmate connection, union, you know. So Spirit is doubling down on and saying, you know, this is real. I would say it's not an excuse, which is maybe your fear that he is using this as an excuse. It feels like it is genuinely about what you mentioned, but also, you know, a caveat that yes, someone can be going through all that, but they still kind of have to show up for us, you know. But here's the Two of Cups soulmate connection, mirroring each other. There are real feelings here. There is real love here. This is a real bond. It is real. It is the real deal. Yeah, maybe a karmic connection here as well. There's something about this card here, this major arcana, that feels karmic for me for some reason. Yeah, trust and believe the bond, but don't let these scales go out of balance too much, okay? Give them grace. Don't let them take advantage. That kind of vibe. Hope that resonates to you. Yeah, confirmation, exactly. Thanks, Geeta, for your moderation. Okay, so Eco 7. Eco 7. Hey, Danny. Thanks, Young Buddha and Jocelyn, for updating the form. I appreciate that. Okay, Eco 7. Then I will... Oh, there we go. Eco 7's confirmed. Sorry, my chat's gone weird now. Right, Eco 7. T hasn't decided how to respond yet. Eco 7 asks, may I receive spiritual guiding messages for my work and progress, please? Or for my work progress, sorry, please. Absolutely. Oh, lovely. Look, that's you, Eco 7. You always get these beautiful cards, like I know that you get the Empress card quite a lot. This beautiful Temperance card, harmony, balance. 1 foot in this like creativity, the water, the emotional pool, how we feel, and then 1 foot in reality, in the 3D. You may have some spiritual guidance here as well. I know it's just this black horse that is in the background here. It could be an animal friend, it could be a relative maybe who has passed over. It feels like they're in a spiritual realm. But also what's come to mind, just as I'm saying this as well, is that this is the year of the horse that we are entering into, the year of the fire horse on Feb 17th, the Chinese New Year. And this is, you know, the fire horse is a very charged, very impulsive, a lot of movement, okay, and a lot of progress. And I feel like what could happen is that things could take off quite fast. So slightly later in the year now, if we think we're kind of just nearly almost, we are building up to the year of the horse. But once we've kind of crossed that threshold, that you can see progress. But because of all these pinks, purples, and kind of, it feels like a very sort of emotional card and a very creative card. And that's almost like the essence. That's where you need to sit and ruminate, Eco 7, in that energy and stay connected to your creative channel, yeah, and not get burnt out. So yes, we need to, and it's striking that balance of the practical stuff, the promotion, the workload, the dealing with real world issues, you know, taxes, all of that kind of boring reality, but like the stuff that we need to wrestle with to succeed, excuse me. But at the very, also just as equal, just as balanced, we need to stay tapped in, tuned in to our creative source. So where does that come from in you? You know, where do you nurture that? And walk that line again. You know, this woman stands in the middle of these two worlds. And that, in a way, as an artist, Eco 7, is like where you stand almost between the worlds. And sometimes when you are a creative person, it can be quite hard to deal with the 3D, the nuts and bolts, and people who are very like 3D orientated and not very creative and more kind of textbook thinkers, if that makes sense. They struggle with tuning into these magical energies. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I feel like that one card kind of covers so much. And is enough. So I don't want to kind of muddy the waters or mess it up with additional messages. I feel like that covers, there is a lot of opportunity. It's a major arcana, busyness, a lot of change, a lot of progress, and your job is to balance that. Okay. It resonates as Eco 7. Good. Sorry, Anne. Yeah, I just had to move on because there's did call you, but okay. So let's see who we've got left, just time wise. So we've got Young Buddha. This is the last list. So I'll post it, I think, just so that we know where we're at. Bear with me 1 minute, guys. Just thinking time wise, if anyone missed today, I'll be live again on Friday, so I go live every Monday and Friday. The schedule, times to be confirmed, are always updated on the community post. So this is the final list. So Young Buddha, just let me know that you're here. You're welcome, Eco. So we've got Young Buddha, we've got Jocelyn, we've got Alvin, and we've got Danny Baby. This is the final reads. Anyone who I wasn't able to read for today, catches on Friday. Young Buddha, just let me know that you're here though. Everyone who just who I've shouted out, thank you, Geeta. Let me see who's here. Maybe some people have left. Time are we on? 3:30. So, is anyone still here? Young Buddha, Jocelyn, awesome Danny Baby. Let's read for Danny. So I'm just going to do the first half of your question, Danny. Let me just read your full question here. Hey Jazz, hold on. Yeah, if you just, when I call your name, so Jazz, I called your name and unfortunately you weren't here, so catch us again on Friday. Jocelyn, thank you. I'll read for you. Stick around, I'll read for you after Danny. So Danny says, how does Shaquille the Pisces feel about me now? I've ruined things with my lack of trust. Oh, I'm so sorry, Danny. It's a part of me that I need to work on to heal. I crossed the line. Now there's no going back. But he called me 3 times last night when I was asleep. Then this morning I returned the call, but he said never mind. Anyhow, I know I need to heal. I ruined a good thing. I was so scared to lose him and I lost him anyway. Oh, Danny. Well, let's not lose hope, okay? Let's not lose hope, Danny. He rang you. Let's get a fact check, okay? He's rang you 5 times in the last 24 hours, okay? Don't be too hard on yourself, okay? We're allowed to make mistakes as well. Here we go, Ace of Wands. There will be a new opportunity within this, Danny. New adventures to go on. There is a strong connection here, okay, between you. We also know that there's actually a very strong magnetic pull. There's always been that fieriness and passion between you, yeah, like a very powerful pull. Wands is, you know, physical attraction, passion, drive, all of that good stuff, okay? And this is a fresh start. So this feels very positive to me. Feels like this is what we want to see. It's another chance, Danny. Another chance, a new opportunity. So advice for Danny, please, then, sort of whilst we're waiting for this to materialize, or how to bring this through. We're allowed to make mistakes. I keep hearing that, okay? Here he is, King of Swords. Conversation to be had. We'll get the chance to clear the air. Swords is about communication. Swords is about speaking our truth. The King of Swords is able to maturely communicate. Interesting, we've got the word structure, which kind of falls into, you know, kind of talking things out, having boundaries, all of that good stuff, okay? And there may be a difficult conversation to be had, okay? More difficult, you probably imagine that you've had a few already, but there is more to... We can talk about anything as long as we're not upset with each other, okay? So then this is like reality setting in, Danny, of a connection, okay? Like a long-term connection and a commitment has to be able to survive arguments, disagreements, people freaking out, people getting into their insecurities, people making mistakes. You know, so there's really bad mistakes, and then there's kind of different size mistakes, if you know what I mean. That, you know, if we're going to cheat on someone, then that's something that a lot of people can't recover from, but it's all kind of personal choice about what's up to you. Some people decide to stay and work it out and overcome it. It depends case by case, okay? And what I see with both these cards, Ace of Wands, a new opportunity, King of Swords, this will come, you know, we said how do we get to this Ace of Wands? We get by having a difficult but mature conversation about what went on. So you say, yeah, he's matured a lot. Danny baby, yeah, we had a long conversation yesterday. Okay, so you are still talking this out. You couldn't stop crying. I was bawling like a baby. So he knows how much that you care about this. No problem. I just freak out bad. I get that. So hang on to your hat. Try to not, I would say, Danny, try to not spiral into that you're a terrible person and that you've made this terrible mistake that is completely unforgivable. I feel like things are less negative than maybe what you think and feel they are. There is some lot of talking out to be done, but try to get a little bit of distance and give yourself the grace to say that you're allowed to make mistakes. Maybe this is just a transitional thing into, you know, the honeymoon phase when everything's just fun and wonderful and there's nothing, you know, it's all good. No relationship ever stays like that. Not one that lasts the distance. Reality hits, the nitty gritty, you know, hits, and we have to hit these road bumps. And what enables a relationship to last the distance with love and respect is being able to work it out and work it through. And that's what this is. So try to reframe it, Danny, okay? Try to reframe this really catastrophic, negative, I'm a terrible person, I've blown it, into this is just the nitty-gritty of a relationship, and we can work it through and we can work it out. And really, if they won't let you as well, if they're going to hold that over your head, then, you know, that's on them really. Keep us posted, Danny, okay? I don't think I'm terrible. Good. I just have a lot of trauma. I go to therapy, but it doesn't help me. Yeah. So, okay, well, I'm glad that you don't feel like you're a terrible person. He's going to have to be the one to initiate it because I'm in the wrong. I'm just waiting on him. Okay. Keep myself busy with my business. So if you feel like, I mean, as long as you've apologized, if you feel like you've said, you know, your truth, I'm sorry, I want this to work, I made a mistake, I would make that clear to him if you haven't already. And then, like, as you say, it's over to him. Okay, so Jocelyn, this is for you. So Jocelyn, this is for your daughter. So know that I am an energy reader, so we're going to have a look at energetically what this situation will bring. It's not like X, Y, Z, you know, this is what this person's going to say. This is what, you know, it's an energy reading. So just bear that in mind, okay? But let's have a look at the energy surrounding this meeting that your daughter's been called into, okay? I know there's anxiety around this. Well, I feel like because it said we've got the word innocence here, it doesn't feel like that your daughter's going to be getting into trouble. Your daughter feels like an innocent party. Page of Wands is about information, a learning opportunity that instructs your next steps. I'm going to pull another one. Your daughter has like a very pure energy here. Can you see how they look like the picture of innocence and purity here? It's a beautiful card, beautiful energy. She's got a lovely animal spirit here next to her that is very protective of her. This white rabbit, maybe in the spirit realm. Oh, there's another one back there as well. May have a connection to animals, or that there's someone who maybe has passed over, who's with her, an animal spirit. Advice for Jocelyn's daughter. Ooh, we had this earlier. Charity, generosity, major arcana. Bear with me 1 second. A card about charity and generosity. We go from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is when movement and change comes. The charity and the generosity card in the very center here. This is in the position of advice and guidance, and I feel like your daughter just needs to go in this with an open heart and be understanding about the situation. I don't know why she might react in a different way to this, but the charity and generosity card has this sense of just being open and being receptive. And then it's like we'll be able to move beyond this situation, and then with maybe new information that we've gathered from this Page of Swords energy, Page of Wands energy, which then transitions right directly and quickly into this Knight of Wands, which has more movement and it's almost like we can get back to more normal life, you know, resume and just carry on and move forward. So there doesn't seem to be anything negative here. There's no warnings, there's no catastrophic changes or endings. Your daughter just needs to be going, obviously I understand that she'd be anxious, just needs to be still, needs to be open to whatever they've got to say to her. She hasn't done anything wrong. And then we'll be able to move forward and move on. Okay, I'll leave that there. I hope that resonated, Jocelyn. Okay, and so shout out if Young Buddha is still here and Alvin is still here. Are either of you here? If not, this is the last call out. If not, I'll just end the live now. Final call, final roll call. Alvin, Young Buddha, don't think you're here. Okay. So hopefully Jocelyn received that message. Okay, I'm going to end the live there because there's no more roll call answers. If you did miss a reading today, like I said, I'll be live on Friday. But thank you for everyone who joined today's live. I hope the messages you received brought you clarity, peace, and some inspiration for the days ahead. Remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always trust your own inner guidance. I'll be back on our next live, like I say, on Friday. Keep an eye out for the schedule on the community tab, which will be updated on Thursday. And until then, be kind to yourself, keep centering your energy, and stay open to the guidance around you, sending you love, light, and take care. And thank you, Geeta, so much for your moderation in the chat. It's much appreciated. Love and light. Take care, guys. Take care.